Salam, Shalom, peace be unto you. Welcome back to the Septuagint versus the Masoretic channel. Today we're going to look at Joshua chapter 21. There are 45 verses in this chapter. In verse 8, I'm going to mention our first mentionable. It talks about how both say the suburbs, so they both agree regarding that. Okay, that's verse 8. So verse 9, we have our first significant difference. We have an omission of the children of Benjamin. So they were removed from the record in verse 9. Verse 10, the lot fell to these, versus theirs was the first lot. Okay, in verse 11, metropolis. So this is a city, Kiriath Arbach, versus father. So they identify Arba as a father, a person, versus a place in the Septuagint. Next, we're going to look at okay, 20, 21. No, that's not really that significant. So we're going to skip over a lot here. The well of letters, verse 29. So it calls it the well of letters in the Septuagint. In the Masoretic text, it is called Engannim, well of a garden. So we can see even when you translate that into English, it's still drastically different there, or significantly different, I should say. And moving ahead. 35, we have another mentionable. It says here, Sela and its suburbs, 3 cities, versus in the Masoretic Dimna, and with her suburbs, Nahalal with her suburbs, and we have a discrepancy in numbers, 3 cities versus 4 cities. Okay, that's for people who are trying to keep an accurate count of these cities and identifying them accurately as well. Okay, moving ahead to verse 37 now. It says here, 4 cities mentioned in both. However, only the Septuagint lists the 4. We identify them as Mizo, not related to the soup, Jazer or Yazer, Dekmon, and Mapha. The Masoretic, there are only three cities are listed. Yahaza or Jahaza, Kedemoth, and Mephaath. So only 3. I'm not counting Bezer, because that's not part of the count, and neither is it counted there either. Okay, so let's move ahead. I thought we were wrapping up. Kamen Hamahanim. Okay, we have our first big difference in verse 42, and the reason why it is a big difference is because a large amount of the text was omitted completely, and you're going to see that right here. I'm going to read it, the portion that was omitted, that is. And Yehoshua or Joshua ceased dividing the land by their borders. And the children of Israel gave a portion to Joshua because of the commandment of Yah. They gave him the city which he asked. They gave him Thamnah Sakhar in Mount Ephraim. And Joshua built the city and dwelt in it. And Joshua took the knives of stone, wherewith he circumcised the children of Israel that were born in the desert by the way. I think that's by the way of the wilderness, perhaps. And he put these knives in Thamnah Sakhar. Okay, and we're going to close with verses 44 to 45. Not close, but we're getting closer. It says here, verses of encouragement. I'm going to read these. It's not a difference, but just good to read. And Yah gave them rest round about, as he sware to their fathers. Not one of all their enemies maintained his ground against them, the children of Israel. Yah delivered all their enemies into their hands. There failed not one of the good things which Yah spoke to the children of Israel. All came to pass. So we can look at our lives as well. And that's an answer to us, that whether the question comes up, will our God abandon us? Will he forsake us? Will he leave us? Will he leave us in the middle of our trials to just fail? Did he call us to fail? The answer is no. He's with us. He will fight for us. And eventually, at the end of it all that he says will come to pass, all the good things, and the end will be a good, happy ending. There failed not one of the good things which Yah spoke to the children of Israel, all came to pass. So that's all for this chapter. Thank you very much for your time. Please like this video and please subscribe if you have not already. If you have, thank you very much for your support. Truly appreciate it. Till next time, we'll look at Joshua 22. We're getting closer to the end of this book. Salam alaikum, shalom aleichem, peace be unto you. Till next time, Maranatha.
Yeah.